Your choice is simple. Join us and live in peace, or pursue your present course and face obliteration.
I'm going to ask you a series of control questions. Are you human?
My body is.
Are you aware of an impending attack on the planet Earth?
I am leaving soon, and you will forgive me if I speak bluntly. The universe grows smaller every day, and the threat of aggression by any group, anywhere, can no longer be tolerated.
The Day the Earth Stood Still, also titled Farewell to the Master and Journey to the World, is a 1951 American science fiction film from 20th Century Fox, produced by Julian Blaustein and directed by Robert Wise. It stars Michael Rennie, Patricia Neal, Hugh Marlowe, Sam Jaffe, Billy Gray, Francis Bavier, and Locke Martin. The screenplay was written by Edmund H. North, based on the 1940 science fiction short story Farewell to the Master by Harry Bates, which was also turned into a comic book from Marvel Comics. The film score was composed by Bernard Herrmann. Set in the Cold War during the early stages of the nuclear arms race, the storyline involves a humanoid alien visitor who comes to Earth, accompanied by a powerful robot.
There must be security for all, or no one is secure. Now, this does not mean giving up any freedom, except the freedom to act irresponsibly.
To deliver an important message that will affect the entire human race. In 1995, the film was selected for preservation in the United States National Film Registry as culturally, historically, or aesthetically significant. After a flying saucer lands in Washington, D.C., the United States Army quickly surrounds it. A humanoid emerges, announcing that he comes in peace and with goodwill. When he unexpectedly opens a small device, he is shot and wounded by a nervous soldier. A tall robot emerges from the saucer, quickly disintegrating the soldier's weapons. The alien orders the robot, Gort, to desist. He explains that the now broken device was a gift for the President of the United States that would have enabled him to study life on the other planets. The alien, Klaatu, is taken to Walter Reed Army Hospital. After surgery, he uses a salve to heal his injury quickly. The Army is unable to enter the saucer. Gort stands outside, silent and unmoving. The 2008 film serves as a remake of the 1951 film of the same name, which itself was based on the 1940 short story Farewell to the Master. Directed by Scott Derrickson from a screenplay by David Scarpa, it stars Keanu Reeves as Klaatu, an alien sent to try to change human behavior to save Earth from environmental degradation. This version replaces the Cold War-era theme of potential nuclear warfare with the contemporary issue of negative human impact on the environment.
That the object was not following a gravitationally free-fall trajectory. Its path was recalculated.
It co-stars Jennifer Connelly, Jaden Smith, John Cleese, John Hamm, and Kathy Bates. In 1928, a solitary mountaineer exploring the Karakoram Mountains in India encountered a glowing sphere. He lost consciousness, and when he woke up, the sphere was gone, leaving a scar on his hand. In the present day, a rapidly moving object is detected beyond Jupiter's orbit and is forecast to impact and destroy all life on Earth. The US government hastily assembles a group of scientists, including Helen Benson and her friend Michael Granier, to develop a survival plan. The object suddenly slows down and descends in Manhattan, revealed to be a large spherical spaceship. Helen, the scientists, and the military forces quickly arrive at the scene. An alien emerges, and Helen moves forward to greet it, but the alien is shot amidst the confusion. A gigantic humanoid robot appears and temporarily disables everything in the vicinity by emitting a high-pitched noise before the wounded alien voices the command Klaatu Barada Nikto to shut down the robot's defensive response.
If the Earth dies, you die. If you die, the Earth survives.
One moment, in particular, serves the same purpose for both stories but plays out much differently in the remake. It's when the Secretary of Defense first meets with Klaatu in the hospital. In both films, this is the point when the alien visitor realizes that his mission on Earth will be much different than he thought. In the original, Michael Rennie's Klaatu meets with the government representative, who leaves and comes back, providing him with letters to and from different world leaders, proof that they are not willing to cooperate with one another. Klaatu hints at the secretary because he's there but never divulges the whole message. There's an understanding of why he wants all the world's leaders gathered, and moreover, we know why he's waiting to give his warning.
My mission here is not to solve your petty squabbles. It concerns the existence of every last creature on Earth.
In the remake, Kathy Bates plays the defense secretary role and just denies Klaatu, Keanu Reeves, permission to meet with all governments herself, stating that he's now the property of the United States. She doesn't want to share the discovery. Instead of being a messenger for humanity, she's now the voice of humanity. Right off the bat, it's clear that this remake is less concerned with Klaatu learning about Earthlings than it is with his mission. He makes up his mind rather quickly to destroy the planet instead of wanting to learn about humans firsthand. He already knows about our tendencies, so he doesn't need to observe us. In the 2008 film, Klaatu is flawed, yet director Scott Derrickson has Keanu Reeves playing him with much less humanity. Rennie's Klaatu is charismatic, full of joy and wonder, and has an earnestness from the start, yet he's not a character in need of growth. Although we see things from his perspective, we follow him to learn about ourselves, not him. Here, Reeves' version of the character is just as enlightened but lacks the warmth that would contrast the ominous message that he brings. I should also point out that it is never clear if Klaatu is warning humanity or the one making the call to destroy it, rather than providing any advice on how we can change. He waits until it's too late and arbitrarily decides that it's time to annihilate Earth. This version of Klaatu doesn't appreciate humanity any more than the stereotypical alien invaders of other sci-fi films. Where the original left us with a call to action, this one has the alien hero saving the planet and believing that humanity can, in fact, change. The second sequence is a recreation of the one between Klaatu and Professor Barnhart, played here by John Cleese. While nowhere near as grounded or wonderfully out of place as the McDonald's scene, it also features the most authentically incisive dialogue of the movie. This version of Barnhart is pleading with the alien to spare humanity. He explains that when people are on the brink of destruction, they find the will to change and evolve. It's when they're pushed to this limit that they can prove themselves truly. This is our moment. Don't take it from us. The exchange feels like it's from a different movie entirely, one that is more realized than this. There are times when the filmmakers seem to be clear on the point of the original film, yet simultaneously don't understand what it is that made it so effective. Robert Wise, who directed the 1951 movie, uses very little audience manipulation, relying only on performances and dialogue to conjure much of the suspense and emotion. At times he removes the brilliant score by Bernard Herrmann to let the content speak for itself. And it works. Here, although doing a fine job visualizing the story, director Scott Derrickson resorts to standard conventions to drive his emotional punch. Given the glossy production, I suppose a more minimalistic, artistic approach may have been off-putting. The Day the Earth Stood Still is simply ineffective as a commentary on society or the toxicity of fear. The Earth does stand still by the end, but this little detail seems thrown in as a formality rather than a crucial plot point, a miracle where people suddenly have an epiphany. The environmental spin introduces some new issues that can't be tied to any specific catalyst, such as the anti-war message that the original was able to provide. Inferior to the 1951 counterpart in literally every way, the film might be somewhat inspired but ultimately lacks the vision of how to carry out that inspiration. Two moments in the film surpass the film itself. The first is when Klaatu meets with James Hong's Mr. Wu in a McDonald's, which is the movie's least dry aspect. At least Mr. Wu is a fellow alien who has lived among men for decades. He explains to Klaatu that he's grown to love humanity and Earth. The scene is so good that it makes us wish we were in an entirely different movie altogether, one where we could follow this character's story instead. And there's going to be yet another version. Apparently, the Earth is getting really good at standing still. At least, it seems that way, according to our trusted and proven sources. 20th Century Studios is once more remaking the 1951 sci-fi classic The Day the Earth Stood Still. This time, Chris Pratt will play Klaatu, the alien who arrives on Earth with a dire warning for humanity. The remake should allow Chris Pratt to work outside his comfort zone. His work in the Jurassic World and Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy franchises may have turned him into an action star, but unless the new remake varies wildly from the previous incarnations, The Day the Earth Stood Still has never been an action film. In other words, Klaatu is not a role that lends itself well to the quip-filled lightheartedness that Chris Pratt is known for. That was our show for today. What did you think? Are you a fan of the original Day the Earth Stood Still? Did you like the remake? Are you looking forward to the Chris Pratt version, or do you think he'll be miscast? Let me know your thoughts in the comments section, and if you haven't already, I'd be honored if you subscribe to my channel, ring the bell to stay informed, and check out my Carl Vincent Vampire Hunter franchise, also in the comments. Until next time, this is Axel and for Kevin Given saying live long and prosper, may the force be with you and keep reaching for the stars.